Hi everyone. It's Heidi from HB Paper Crafts. Welcome to my regular Tuesday live. Today is Tuesday, June 16th, 2020. Just make sure that we're on and connected. My splotchy internet service lately has been horrible, so just want to make sure that we're set to go here. I hope everyone is remaining happy and healthy as we open up more and more of the state here in New Hampshire. I know it's kind of exciting to be back to a little bit of the norm. Hi, Sandy. All right, looks like we're good. So as always, just take a few seconds to make sure. Whoa, avalanche. Okay, that was crazy. So my phone stand is attached to a stand above my desk here, and apparently there was not enough weight on it because it just went kaflooey. Alright, so let's see if we can get that all cleaned up. That'll give me a few extra minutes to let everybody pop in, won't it? Oh my goodness. Note to self, Heidi, make sure something is weighing down your phone stand. Hi, Diane. Sorry for the craziness. Just had a bit of an avalanche explosion going on here. Goodness. All right. Now let's see if we're straight. Oh, sorry guys. All right. Hopefully we're back in shape. Are y'all still with me? Crazy. Hi, Pam. All right, so that was exciting there for a minute. All right, as I was saying, I like to just take a second to make sure everybody can find me in their news feeds before we get started. And then, of course, everything blew up and things fell over. And anyway, so we're back. So thank you guys. Thanks everybody who comes out to watch my videos, even though I rarely remember to post reminders that I will be going live. Time slips away from me, so I rarely get those reminders out and hardly ever get emails out anymore. It's just so crazy. But anyway, it is what it is. I appreciate y'all coming out to watch these videos, and if you're watching on the replay, I appreciate you coming out to watch as well. I do have a couple of fun projects for you tonight, but like I said, as we wait for people to pop in, I just want to share a couple things with you, as always. So you're saying, Heidi, why you got a bunch of old stamps here? Well, I just wanted to share with you that I am working on organizing and gathering together all of my retired stamps, dies, punches, and there'll even be some 6x6 paper packs, some mixed up DSP samples that I'm going to be adding to an album here on my Facebook page. So all of the stamp sets will be at a reduced price. Everything will be at a reduced price in that album here on Facebook. I am offering porch pickup for those who live locally. If you wish to purchase something out of the retired album, or a priority mailer box for $8 shipping within the US. So keep watch here on my Facebook page. If you're interested in that, you'll be able to find all this stuff soon in my retired album here on Facebook. To purchase something out of the retired album, all you have to do is mark it as state sold, and it will be yours. So let me move these out of the way. All right, so let's see, what else did I want to mention? I am working on putting together a July card class. Tentative date will be Thursday, July 16th. Now that the restrictions are being lifted here in New Hampshire, I may try for an in-person class, but I'll get out an email asking for thoughts, and you're welcome to comment here as well. I'll offer the class to go option for those wishing to do it virtually, but once I work out all the details, I'll post and I will email about it. So that'll be coming out July 16th, which is a Thursday, July card class, and we'll get you out some more information. So, okay. On to creating. Hi Pam, hi Sue. Oh, thanks Diane. So we're going to be creating tonight with, it's actually not a new stamp set. It's from last year's book. However, I had it and I haven't used it, and I'm like, well, it's a good time to pull it out. My newer items from the new catalog haven't come in yet, so I'm pulling out this one that I have not done a Facebook Live on. It is in the new book. It is on page 37 of the new catalog. This is the Parcels and Petals stamp set. And I probably have my book too far down. So it's the Parcels and Petals stamp set. Has lots of great phrases. These really cute flowers and a background stamp. It does coordinate with the Perfect Parcels dies, which can be found on page 182. That's a box die set with a couple other background dies, and then of course the label. There's some coordinating labels in that die set as well. So anyways, this is what we're going to play with tonight, the Parcels and Petals stamp set. I don't have the dies, I have just the stamp set, so we're working with just the stamp set this evening. I'm going to make a couple cute projects. So the first project that I have for you this evening is, of course, a 3D item. I enjoy working on 3D items. So this one is just a little birthday container, envelope, but whatever we call it. It's got a couple of packets of these Cupcakes gourmet gum. So it's cupcake bites, but it's gourmet gum, sugar-free gourmet gum. I found them, I want to say a Dollar General. And I thought, oh, those are cute. I can make a project with those. But I know that you can order them. If you're making, you know, the mass quantities, you could order them on Amazon. I have seen them on Amazon, and they come in all kinds of different varieties. I saw one that was really cute. It was champagne. There was a margarita one, which would be really cute with that new set. And the names escape me. I'm not good with the names yet, but it has all the drinks and chocolate, and that would be really cute. So anyway, we're making this birthday cheer to you all year little envelope box with the cupcake gum. So this is going to be our first project. So I decided I wanted to switch up the colors a little bit. So the first one I used Bermuda Bay. I stamped the flowers in Coastal Cabana and So Saffron, and then I used a Granny Apple Green. So this time I'm going to use the background of Granny Apple Green, and then I'm going to stamp actually with the same colors. So my background piece, which is going to make my box, measures 5 by 8.5. And I'm going to move some things around because since my avalanche, I have all kinds of stuff in my way now here. So let's do that. All right, let me grab my scoreboard here. So again, the background piece is 5 by 8.5. On the short side, we are going to score it at 1/2 inch. On the long side, I'm going to score it at 1/2 inch, at 4 inches, at 4.5 inches, and at 8. And that is it. Alright, so I'm going to take my little scissors here, and I'm going to just cut up the little tab down here, and as always make my little indentions, and then I'm going to do the same on this one here, and the same on this one here. And that is it. So our next step is I'm going to take, this is the 2-inch circle punch, which is retired, but you could use a die. You could use a little bit bigger punch, whatever punch you had on hand. And I'm just going to make myself a little notch here in the top. So it's just a little opening so that you can easily pull out what's inside here. So I'm just going to give myself a little notch like that. And then I'm going to go to my stamp set and I'm going to pull out the background stamp, which I thought I had pulled out. I did not. And I'm going to pull out the Granny Apple Green. And I'm just going to stamp it in the Granny Apple Green a couple of times on the bottom, just as a backdrop to the next step here. And my head didn't get in the way, so hopefully that's semi-straight. Alright, so next up I punched myself a piece out of Whisper White, just using the layering circle dies, which again, I could have used that for my little indent here. I just found a punch was just easier. So I punched out one of the scallop circles. That's going to be the background for my flowers. I have a scrap piece of Whisper White as well. I'm going to take out my scrap paper for a background. And now I have the Coastal Cabana. And I'm going to take the flowers. So these 3 flowers come together. And I'm just going to ink them up with the Coastal Cabana, and I'm going to stamp those right on my circle. Like that. And then I'm going to quickly clean those off because I'm going to stamp them again in the So Saffron. Make sure it's good and clean here. Alright, so now in the So Saffron, I'm going to take to my scrap piece here. And I'm going to stamp the flowers. I'm going to take my Granny Apple Green. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp the leaves. So I did 3 leaves, you guessed it, that I went ahead and I am going to fussy cut out. And then on my circle piece here, I just went ahead and I put some leaves around. Whoop. Make sure we cover that one up. Like that. Alright, so I would fussy cut those out, but so that you didn't have to watch me do that, I did go ahead and I just quickly already cut these. Actually, I'm going to get rid of this because we're done with this here, just so you can see a little bit better. And I fussy cut out the flowers and those 3 leaves. Goodness, I didn't want to couldn't get a hold of them. I also cut myself a scrap piece of Whisper White. This measures, it wasn't quite an inch. I did it about 7/8 of an inch because an inch was a little too wide, but I did the birthday cheer to you all year. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp that again in the Coastal Cabana. And I just did a scrap piece so that I could cut it off wherever I wanted once I'm ready to assemble. Okay, so I'll first go ahead and I'm going to assemble my little square here. So let's see where I want to do it. want to hide my little flubby jub over here, so let's go ahead and we'll do that one first. All I did was I took the medium flower and the larger flower, and I'm going to take my liquid adhesive and I'm going to layer these together. Just by rotating it a little bit, like that. And I'm going to just give these a little bend so that they have a little dimension to them as well. Like so. And then I will go ahead and actually, I used the dimensionals. I'm going to take a dimensional on the back of each of these. And I'm going to pop them up here and over here, like so. And then my little leaves will just get adhered on with a little liquid adhesive. And just layer them all up here. Here and here. Like so. Alright, last but not least, I'm going to trim down my little birthday here. And we're going to give it a little bit of a flag on the end. And that's going to get glued here under this flower. So I'm just going to give a little bit of glue on the end. I'm going to stick it under here. Okay, so there's that piece. Now we'll go ahead and we'll assemble our little box just by burnishing all the lines. And this one's a really easy box. There's not a whole lot of cutting to it. And like that. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put glue on this little tab here in the center. And I'm going to pick up my back and I'm going to go to that. I'm going to make sure to tuck that tab inside, and then the glue is going to go on this flap. And that will get tucked in there like that. And this flap is going to get glued down. We'll make sure we square it up. And again, I'm using that liquid glue, which is my favorite glue in making 3D items, because you know that it's going to stay together. I do not have a testimonial to our new adhesive, the, oh goodness, I can't even remember the name of it. The Seal Plus. They say it is much like our former one that we did away with because people are having so many troubles with it, but my favorite is still the liquid glue for 3D items here. Alright, so there we go. So there's our little box there. I took a piece of the the braided linen trim. Here, I cut myself off a piece of this trim, which is super cute and easy to work with. It's in the new catalog as well. And I'm just going to tie a ribbon here off to the side. And this will probably be easier if I stick the gum inside so that it gives it something to hold on to here. And I probably caught a little too much of the linen trim, but that's all right. And then to make the bow stay there, I did go ahead and I stuck a glue dot. I'm still sort of using up these that I got out of an old paper pumpkin, but you could use just a regular mini glue dot would work. This one you sort of stick down, then you take the backing off, which can be a pain, but I'm going to use them up while I have them. Okay, so there's that. And then our little guy here, I have just a piece of that white fun foam that I've been using. We do have the adhesive back foam in the catalog now. I'm just going to use up my fun foam that I have hanging out. And I'm going to pop up the back this way. I kind of like this when you need to pop up a big area. I like the fun foam. Alright, so that guy's going to go there. Let's see if I get it on straight. Alright, and then last but not least, I did, oh, he doesn't want to stay on. Let's use a little bit more here. Try again. Try not to go too fast. Go hold it down. Make it stay. There we go. Alright, so there's that. Now, last but not least, I am going to go to my little box of bling here. And I had these green sparkly dots left over from our Christmas catalog, but you could use anything. These new enamel dots in the in colors are super cute. I did not use in colors for this one, but I certainly could have. So these green enamel I thought worked really good for this project, and that's what I'm gonna just use up. And that one wants to be difficult. And last one. Right there. So there we go. There is our cute little bubblegum package there. Using that Parcels and Petals flowers. Super cute. I love them. Not sure which color I prefer. Cute, cute. Alright, so let's move on now. Pick up my mess. And I have a card for you as well. So I used the same flowers out of the Parcels and Petals. And this one is just sort of a monochromatic. I used the black flowers here, and then we're going to use a color on the inside. This card, I'm also going to switch up the colors a little bit because I like to give a little variety. Variety is the spice of life, right? So I pulled out, this is crumb cake, just a regular card size. This is 4 1/4 by 11. And we're going to fold it in half. You could score it at 5 1/2. That'll give you an exact score. I'm just going to go ahead and fold it here. So I folded my crumb cake. I have a piece of, yes, Calypso Coral, which I don't seem to pull out very often, but I do love the color of the Calypso Coral. I'm going to use that as my background piece. And that's going to go right here on my, whoopsie, I didn't do that very well. Let's try again. Hopefully I'm not pulling it out of your sight. So my Calypso coral piece is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I have a piece of Whisper White. So we're going to set aside this piece and I'm going to deal with the Whisper White right now. My Whisper White measures 3 3/4 by 5. It is amazing when you just change up a color how different something looks. And I have a feeling this is going to be the same. So this is the only one I made like this. And it was the black and white. I wanted to try to get a pop of color in there. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to try it in brown. So I'm going to pull out my crumb cake ink. And I'm going to pull out my Calypso coral. And let's go with, let's see, let's try Mossy Meadow. Alright, so first thing we need is those flowers again. And I don't think I cleaned them, so let me grab my chamois here, clean them up. And I'm going to take the crumb cake ink and ink up the flowers. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to go around the edge of the card. And I sort of rotated my stamp a little bit so that I got different flowers when I stamped it. Well, that didn't work out. There we go. There's something on my ink pad there. And alright, so that's what I did. I just went around and I stamped the flowers all around the edge. And then again, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clean them off. So next what I did is I took one of these stitched, nested label dies, which were originally part of the Bird Ballad suite. They're not in the suite anymore, but you can still find them in the back of the catalog. And I took one of the larger ones here, and I'm going to take this to my die machine. So let's close the ink because we know I'm going to be a hot mess with that. And I'm just going to take this to my die machine and I'm going to cut out what's going to be the center of the card. So all I did was I cut out the very center here, and we're going to just piece it back in after we get everything stamped. So I'm going to flop over here to my die machine, and I'll stick it right here. And we're just going to go ahead and center it. And my plates are so warped that I'm not sure. Well, maybe it's because I have it upside down. Hello. There we go. Now we're going to get some clingage. And I'm just going to eyeball the center and hopefully get it straight as well. And we'll run it through. Sorry if that shakes the camera there. And there we go. So now we have those pieces. Let's get rid of this guy. So now we have our pieces here. I'm going to take care of my die. And I'm going to take those same flowers. This guy's, we're done with him, so we're going to set that one aside. I'm going to take those same flowers in the Calypso coral. And I'm going to go ahead and ink them up in the Calypso coral. And I'm going to stamp them. Get just ruined that with my finger. I'm going to stamp them here, and then I'm going to ink it up again, and I'm going to stamp it on the other side. This time I'm going to go up high, a little higher with it, like that. Alright, so there's that. We're done with that one. Let's take our little leaf back here, and we're going to give our little coral flowers some of the mossy meadow here. And let's see, do I want another one? Let's go over here. Alright, so there's that. Alright, we'll set that one aside. And then last but not least, I'm going to take back out my crumb cake. Let's get rid of this so it's not so distracting here. I'm going to take back out my crumb cake ink. And I just used the little thank you that also comes in this Parcels and Petals set. I'm going to ink it up, and we're going to stamp it right on the tag that we created for the center, like that. Alright, so now we can just piece it all back together. So I'm going to go with my frame here. And that's going to get layered onto our Calypso coral piece. And then I have our inlay piece that's just going to go in the center there. I thought about popping it up, but I actually liked it just laid right down in the center. And it just has a fun pop of color surrounded by all those monochromatic ones. Last but not least, of course, you know me, I added a little something something in the form of some bling. You could color them. I went ahead with just putting some clear little gems on here, just a couple, to add a little something to the background there. And there you have it. There is our second little project using that Parcels and Petals stamp set. Such a different look from the exact same stamp set. Not sure which one I like better. Super cute. Anyway, so there we have it. There are our two projects for this evening. What did I do with the other ones? I hid them on myself. Our card there, and our little happy birthday cupcake gum box. Hope you guys enjoy these projects that we did this evening, and I appreciate y'all coming out to hang out with me and watch these videos. Hope you have a wonderful evening. Happy stamping, everybody. Bye-bye.